My girlfriend said Mom's cancer was ruining my Vegas vibe, so I canceled Vegas and changed locks. Then I cut her card, packed 28 boxes, had police show up for trespassing, saved the certified threat letter, showed credit card statements in court, and the judge dismissed it with prejudice. Welcome back to AF Tales. Today's story is about a man facing his mother's hospice news, and the moment his girlfriend tells him to stop crying because it is ruining her Vegas vibe. As you listen, ask yourself where you would draw the line when grief meets entitlement. I'm 32, and I'm writing this from my childhood bedroom at my parents' house. Not because I have to, but because I need to be here. My mom has stage 4 pancreatic cancer. She's been fighting for a year. But we got the call on Tuesday that the chemo failed. The doctor used gentle words: palliative, comfort, hospice. My dad, a man I've seen cry maybe twice in my whole life, broke down on the phone. I was a wreck. I'm still a wreck. My girlfriend of 3 years, Karen, is 29. She lives with me in my condo. Her reaction to my mom's diagnosis, even in the beginning, was thin. She was supportive for about a day, then she got annoyed that I wasn't bouncing back fast enough. Our sex life faded because I was depressed and overwhelmed. She complained I wasn't taking her on enough dates. She complained I was distant. But Tuesday was the breaking point. We had a trip to Vegas planned for this weekend. It was for her 30th birthday, which she treated like a national holiday. I booked non-refundable flights on my card, a suite at a high-end hotel, dinner reservations, the works, all on my dime as usual. She works part-time in marketing, but most of her money goes to clothes, brunch, and whatever her friends are doing. I'd always been the provider. I didn't hate that role when things felt loving, but love has to include basic empathy. Without that, it's just a wallet with a pulse. On Tuesday, I was in my home office. I'd just gotten off the phone with my dad. We were talking about hospice. I was staring at the wall and quietly crying, trying to process what no more treatment really meant. Karen walked in already in a bad mood. She was holding a sequin dress up to herself in the mirror. "Are you still moping?" she asked. Not what's wrong, not how's your dad, just still moping. "I just got off the phone with my dad," I said. My voice sounded like it didn't belong to me. "They're stopping treatment, Karen. It's hospice now." She let out this long, theatrical sigh, the kind of sigh people do when a coffee order is wrong. "Leo, I know it's sad, I get it," she said. "But we are supposed to be packing. My 30th is in 2 days. I've been looking forward to this for months." I stared at her. My brain felt slow, like it was underwater. She huffed again and crossed her arms. "Look, I'm sorry about your mom, okay? I really am, but you've been a total black cloud for weeks. You need to snap out of it." Then she said it. "Seriously, stop crying about your mom's cancer. You're ruining my Vegas vibe." I will never forget that sentence. It's strange what grief does. People think it's always loud. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it flips a switch. Something in my head didn't turn into anger. It turned into silence, like a circuit breaker clicked off. The sadness didn't disappear, but it hardened into clarity. I looked at her. I'm sure my eyes were red. "You're right," I said. My voice came out flat. "My mistake." She blinked, surprised I wasn't arguing. Then she smiled. A smug, satisfied little smile. "Good," she said, patting my shoulder like she was training a dog. "See, now I'm going to go get my nails done for the flight. We leave at 8:00 a.m. tomorrow. Try to pull yourself together. I want to have fun." She grabbed her purse and left. I sat there for about 10 minutes, not moving, not even thinking in full sentences. Then I opened my laptop. This is where some people would scream or beg or try to bargain. I didn't. I just started closing doors. First, the trip. The tickets were non-refundable but convertible into a credit. In the name of the original purchaser, me, I clicked cancel reservation. A $1,200 credit dropped into my airline account instantly. Next, the hotel. I lost the deposit. I ate $400. I canceled the rest of the nights, then the finances. Karen was an authorized user on my Platinum credit card. It's what she used for everything. Outfits, nails, coffee, random little treats. I clicked her name. Deactivate authorized user. The site asked for a reason. I typed, no longer authorized. Click done. A boundary is supposed to protect your life, not punish someone. But sometimes the only way to protect your life is to stop funding the person who is draining it. Then the home. It's my condo. I bought it 5 years before I met her. Her name is on nothing, not the mortgage, not the utilities. There is no lease. She is legally a long-term guest. A guest who is no longer welcome. I called a 24-hour locksmith. I told him I needed an emergency rekey because of a security issue. He said he could be there within an hour. Then the hardest part, her stuff. I couldn't look at it alone. I called my sister, Maya. She lives 10 minutes away. I told her what Karen said. The string of curse words Maya unleashed could have cracked paint. I'm coming over, she said, with boxes and wine. By the time the locksmith arrived around 8:30 p.m., Maya was already there, moving like a storm, not sloppy, not cruel, just fast and final. The locks were changed by 9:00 p.m. Maya packed everything into 28 boxes and 4 suitcases. Shoes, beauty products, clothes, accessories, all of it. She even paid the building super $100 to move it into the secure storage unit in the basement so it wouldn't block the hallway. Then she looked at me and said, "Go be with Mom and Dad, I'll handle the rest." So I drove to my parents' house. I held my mom's hand until she fell asleep, and for the first time that day, I cried for the right reasons. My phone started buzzing at 6:45 a.m. the next morning. Karen, over and over. I let it go to voicemail. It rang again. Again. On the 6th call, I answered and put it on speaker. My dad and Maya were in the kitchen with coffee. They both looked at me. Leo, what did you do?" Karen said, and her voice was already climbing. I could hear airport announcements in the background. "Good morning, Karen," I said. "My ticket is gone. The lady at the counter said the reservation was canceled. She said I'm not on the flight." "That's correct," I said. "I canceled the trip." "You what?" she said. "My birthday, my Vegas trip. You can't. I'm at the airport. I tried to buy a new ticket and my card was declined. My card, Leo, the one you gave me. It was declined at Starbucks and the ticket counter. What is going on?" I took a sip of coffee like my body was trying to stay normal. "I deactivated your authorized user card," I said. "It's my account. I'm not paying for things anymore." There was a long pause, like her brain couldn't find a grip. Then she yelled, loud enough that I imagined people turning to look. "You bastard! I'm coming back to the apartment right now. You are going to pay for this. You're psycho." "Don't bother," I said, still quiet. "The locks are changed." Silence again. "You what?" "The locks are changed. Your things are in 28 boxes and 4 suitcases in the building's basement storage unit. Maya will coordinate a pickup time. Do not come to my parents' house." "I live there," she snapped. "You can't just kick me out. I'll call the cops. I'll sue you." "You don't live there," I said. "You were a guest. Your stay is over. My mom is dying. I'm going to sit with her now. Goodbye." I hung up. She blew up my phone for an hour. Calls, texts, voicemails. I blocked her number. An hour later, a new number called. Her mother, Brenda. "Leo, honey," she said in this fake sweet voice. "Karen just called me. She's hysterical. There must be some misunderstanding." "No misunderstanding," I said. "I ended the relationship." "But her things," Brenda said. "You locked her out. That's not legal. You have to let her in. You canceled her cards. How is she supposed to live? She's at the airport with no money." "She's an adult," I said. "She can get an Uber. She has a job. She can figure it out." "You know she doesn't make that much," Brenda said. "You always took care of her. This is cruel. Right before her birthday, you know how much this trip meant to her." The entitlement was staggering. "Brenda," I said, "my mother is in hospice." Karen told me to stop crying because I was ruining her vibe. "This conversation is over." I blocked her too. "I'm sitting here now, waiting for the hospice nurse to arrive." The drama feels small next to what my family is facing. But I knew it wasn't over because people like Karen don't accept consequences quietly. A week passed. My mom was still here. Weak but lucid. We spent every minute we could with her. 2 days after the airport incident, I had to go back to my condo to grab documents and some clothes. Maya insisted on coming with me. Thank God she did. As I pulled into the parking garage, a car I didn't recognize cut in front of me and blocked my path. It was Karen in her best friend Tasha's car. Tasha sat in the passenger seat filming me with her phone. Karen jumped out, mascara streaked, face tense. "Leo, you can't ignore me," she screamed, banging on my window. "You have to talk to me." Maya shook her head and started recording too. "Don't get out," she said. "Just don't." "Let me in my apartment," Karen shouted. "It's my home," I said through the closed window. "Your things are in storage. Maya will coordinate pickup. You're trespassing." "You stole my things," she yelled, tugging at my door handle. Tasha shouted from the passenger seat, "Yeah, Leo, you're an abuser." This went on for 10 minutes. Finally, I called building security. They told Karen to leave. She refused, so they called the police. A patrol car showed up, 2 officers, one older and tired, one younger and annoyed. Karen ran to them and turned on the tears. "He illegally evicted me," she sobbed. "He stole my property. He's abusing me." The older officer sighed. "Ma'am, calm down. Let's get his side." They walked to my car. I rolled the window down. "Sir," the younger officer said, "what's going on?" "This is my condo," I said calmly. "I'm the sole owner." I handed them my driver's license with the address and my mortgage statement. Karen was my girlfriend. She lived with me as a guest. She is not on the mortgage, not on utilities. I ended the relationship. Her belongings are packed and in a secure storage unit. I have offered multiple times to coordinate pickup with my sister as a witness. She has refused. Karen screeched behind them. "He's lying. I paid rent." The younger officer looked at her. Can you show a lease, a transfer, anything?" Karen sputtered. "Well, no, but I bought groceries. I decorated. That counts." The older officer handed my papers back. "Sir, you're right. She's not a tenant. This is civil, not criminal." Then he turned to Karen. "Ma'am, you need to leave. He has offered to return your property, arrange a time like he said. If you stay, we will arrest you for trespassing." The color drained from Karen's face. Tasha stopped recording. "You'll be hearing from my lawyer," Karen snapped as she got back in the car. They left. The next day, Karen texted Maya demanding to pick up her things at 1:00 a.m. and saying she was bringing her mom and Tasha. Maya replied with a simple set of rules. Lobby pickup. Escorted to the unit. Load your own things. Sign an inventory sheet. Leave. On pickup day, I stayed at my parents'. Maya went with our dad's friend Al, a huge guy who looks intimidating but is basically a gentle giant. Karen showed up with Brenda and Tasha, just like she promised. They went to the storage unit. They started loading. And then Karen tried something. "Where is it?" Karen asked, voice suddenly low. "Where is what?" Maya said. "My laptop, my brand new MacBook Pro, the silver one." Maya blinked. "Your laptop is in box 12 marked electronics. It's your old one." "No," Karen shrieked. "My new one, the one I bought for the trip, it was in the bedroom." "You stole it." Brenda jumped in, loud and dramatic. "That's a $2,000 computer. We're calling the cops again." Maya just stared at them. "Karen, there was no new laptop in that room. Are you sure you're not mistaken?" And then Tasha made the fatal mistake. "Oh my God, Karen," she said, "just tell them. It's not like it matters now." Maya paused. "Tell them what?" Karen's face tightened. "The bill," she said barely. "It was on his card, the one he canceled." It clicked. Karen had bought a $2,000 laptop on my credit line without telling me, assuming I'd pay, and then tried to claim we stole it when she couldn't get access to the condo. Maya actually laughed. "So you tried to stick my brother with a $2,000 bill, shipped the laptop somewhere else so he wouldn't see it, and now you want to call the police because we didn't hand you a thing you never brought into the condo." The laptop, of course, was at Tasha's house. They loaded the rest in furious silence, signed the inventory sheet, and left. I wish I could say that was the end. It wasn't. A couple of weeks later, my mom passed away, 3 days ago now, peacefully in her sleep. My dad, Maya, and I were all there. The last 2 weeks have been a blur of grief and numbness. The funeral was yesterday. I've never felt so hollow in my life. And in the middle of that, Karen still found ways to make noise. About a week before Mom passed, I got a certified letter. For a second, my hands shook because I thought it was medical paperwork. It was from a lawyer. Karen was threatening to sue me. She demanded $2,500 for the MacBook, $1,200 for the Vegas trip, $5,000 for emotional distress and illegal eviction, and $800 for a ceramic heron. Yes, a ceramic heron. A tacky blue bird statue I bought at a home goods store for $40 because she liked its vibe. Now she was claiming it was a priceless family art piece that my sister destroyed. Maya confirmed the heron was in a knick-knacks box, wrapped in bubble wrap, exactly where it should be. I handed the letter to my dad. He read it at the kitchen table, grief sitting on his face like weight. "Don't worry about this," he said. "This is noise. Focus on your mother, I'll handle it." My dad has a lawyer on retainer for his business. He forwarded the letter with a one-sentence email, "Handle this." The lawyer sent back a response that was sharp and clear. Karen was not a tenant. Promised gifts are not enforceable like contracts. The laptop charge could be viewed as fraud. Tickets purchased by me were mine to cancel. We had a signed inventory list for all her items, including the priceless heron. And if Karen contacted us again during bereavement, we would pursue harassment remedies, including a restraining order. We heard nothing after that. Then, at my mom's graveside yesterday, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. It was Tasha. She said Karen was telling everyone I used my mom's cancer as an excuse to dump her and steal her money. Tasha said she couldn't be around it anymore. She apologized for her part and said she was sorry about my mom. I stared at the message and felt nothing but exhaustion. And then this morning, the final piece arrived in the most ridiculous way possible. I got a call from a county booking number. It was Karen. From jail. I almost didn't answer, but curiosity won. "Leo," she sobbed, "you have to help me, you have to bail me out." "What happened?" I asked, and my voice sounded far away. "It's my mom," she said. "We fought about the laptop. The bill came, I couldn't pay it, it's on my card. I opened a new card to buy it and I can't pay that either." She told me I had to return it. I told her I couldn't, I already used it. She tried to take it to return it herself and I pushed her. She fell. She hit her head. She called the cops. They arrested me. Domestic assault. "Leo, please, you have to call Brenda. Tell her to drop the charges. She'll listen to you." I was quiet for a long time. Imagine the mindset it takes to call the man you mocked while his mother was dying and ask him to save you from your own choices. "Leo," she whispered, "are you there? It's cold in here. I need you." "No," I said, just that. "No, please," she cried. "I'll pay you back. I love you. I made a mistake." "No," I repeated. "I will not help you. Not now. Not ever. Do not call me again. We are done." "But I get one phone call," she said, panic rising. I hung up. I blocked the booking number. Maya walked into the room and saw my face. I told her what happened. She went silent, then said, "Well, sounds like she finally ruined someone else's vibe." And that was it. There's no joy in any of this. There's no victory. My mom is gone, and the person I spent 3 years loving turned out to be a black hole of entitlement. The closest thing to revenge was simply stepping out of the way and letting the consequences land where they were always going to land. Final update. It's been 6 months. Grief doesn't disappear, it changes shape. It's not a fresh wound anymore, it's more like a scar I carry. My dad and I have gotten closer than we ever were before. We have dinner every Sunday with Maya. We talk about Mom. We laugh sometimes, we cry sometimes, we keep going. Karen's charge was eventually reduced to a misdemeanor with probation and mandatory anger management. Brenda refused to testify, but the state moved forward based on the 911 call and injuries. And yes, Karen still tried small claims court. She sued me for $2,500 for the MacBook, $1,200 for Vegas, and $800 for the priceless heron. She dropped the illegal eviction and emotional distress part because even her lawyer knew it was nonsense. I showed up alone with a binder. Karen walked in with Brenda. Tasha was nowhere to be seen. I heard she moved away to get distance from Karen. Karen looked rough, weight gain, messy hair, a constant angry tightness in her face. When the judge called our case, Karen went first. She gave a tearful speech about me being controlling. She claimed I promised her Vegas and a laptop for her career, then took it all away in a rage. She said I destroyed her family art. She never mentioned my mother. Then it was my turn. "Your Honor," I said, steady, "this isn't about rage, it's about a breaking point." I showed the credit card statements, the balance I paid, including her travel expenses. The $2,500 charge for the MacBook, made 2 days before the trip. The fact that she was an authorized user, not a joint account holder. Then I said, "The day I canceled the trip, my family was making the decision to move my mother into hospice care." The judge's expression changed. I continued calm. When I told Karen this, her response was to tell me to stop crying about my mom's cancer because I was ruining her Vegas vibe. The judge stared at Karen for a long moment. "Is that true?" the judge asked. Karen sputtered. "I was upset. He was ruining my birthday." The judge's face went flat. "Go on, sir." Then I addressed the heron. I showed the home goods box with the logo. I showed the bank statement from 2 years ago, the $40 purchase. The judge looked at the paperwork, then at Karen. "Ma'am," the judge said, "you are wasting this court's time. You lived in his home rent-free. You used his credit card, and now you are attempting to profit from a personal tragedy. Case dismissed with prejudice." Then the judge looked at me and said quietly, "Sir, I am truly sorry for your loss." Outside the courtroom, Brenda started yelling. Karen was red-faced and shaking. I didn't argue. I didn't gloat. I didn't say anything. I just walked away. I heard later that Karen ended up working retail and living with her mom again, and that's not something I take pleasure in. It's just where the road led when she kept driving straight into her own behavior. My condo is quiet now. My life is simple. I'm not in a rush to date. I'm learning what peace feels like again. And if there's one thing I want people to take from this, it's this. When someone shows you who they are in your worst moment, believe them. Lessons I'm taking with me. Lesson 1, grief reveals character. Pay attention to how people treat you when life gets heavy. Lesson 2, boundaries are not punishments. They are decisions about what you will and will not fund, tolerate, or carry. Lesson 3, if someone treats your pain like an inconvenience, they are not a partner. They are a consumer. Lesson 4, keep records and protect your finances. Love should not require you to be financially blind. Lesson 5, the cleanest revenge is often no revenge at all. It is letting go and letting reality do what it does. What would you have done the moment she said that sentence about your mom's cancer? Would you have tried to talk it out, or would you have ended it right there? And if you've ever had to set a hard boundary during a crisis, how did you handle the guilt that came after?